Zac Gallen might be the top choice for the Cubs.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network. We are your team every day. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into a discussion with you on all things Cubs. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Download the FanDuel app today. All right, this episode, the next one or two, we're going to lead off with our holiday party promo, Sam. We want to get this kicked off. It's about 10 days away. It's going to be 7 p.m. Central, Thursday, December 18th. And believe it or don't, Sam, this is the fourth in a row.
Wow.
Fourth in a row. I made a graphic in Canva today. And we'll be live on YouTube. Very festive time, excuse me. And more details on that later in the show. But it's a totally listener exclusive event.
It's the best event of the year.
Yeah, thank you. I enjoy it. Pending, news around that. I mean, it have to be literally that day. 3, 4, 5 minutes in, the first person comes on, and then it's like that. Really, I mean, I have an end time on this, but I guess it doesn't necessarily have to have one.
Yeah, 5 minutes, shifts, something like that.
Yeah, usually it's like a 5-minute shift, and make sure Bryce knows that over there in West Des Moines.
Yeah,
and,
a lot to be happy about for him.
Yes. And it's exciting. More details later in this episode. Also in this episode, all the winter meetings rumblings you can ever imagine. Alex Bregman connected to the Cubs, and multiple reports over the weekend say the Cubs are interested in Zac Gallen as an upgrade to the starting rotation. Bob Nightingale of the USA Today at one point on Saturday said the deal was done. Then he retracted that and said the Cubs were hopeful. Meanwhile, locally, Patrick Mooney of The Athletic says they're targeting Gallen, and Bruce Levine of 670 The Score and Marquee says the Cubs have held several serious meetings with Gallen. Sam, the winter meetings this week, and it does appear the Cubs, Gallen or otherwise, are going to indeed make this starting pitching addition.
On Saturday morning, I just got done playing a little basketball. I was in the steam room, and you can't bring electronics in there.
I would hope not.
And I came out to a text from you saying, "Hey, are you around for an episode?" And then I opened up, and I know service in the locker room.
Just in case,
yeah.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, I look up at Twitter, and Nightingale's got Gallen going to the Cubs. Passon's got Gallen going nowhere and nowhere soon. I'm trying to figure out what I missed in an hour and a half. Little did I know, who knows? Derek Lee could have came back from retirement. It was ridiculously handled. Wow. Come on, guys. Okay.
Right, to say something's finalized and it's not is
then
bad.
To edit it to go to hopeful, to act like it was just a small error. Look, I get it. Everyone's got a job to do. Everyone's got to put food on the table, but you'll never see me ever race to be the reporter of a story. It's such an overrated thing. Oh, Matt Cozy first. Oh, Sam first. Just get the story right. I'm not.
What are your thoughts on Gallen?
Yeah, I look at the free agent guys. I thought about Amai. I thought about King. Gallen seems like, to use a term from 3 years ago, like the diet soda alternative version. Remember those days?
Oh, no.
Yeah, remember the diet? Like, hey, this is the thing, but you could go a different route, the cheaper route. Just feels like the cheaper route. It's one of those things. I would really have to dive into it and analyze it from a fit perspective. because it could be two things can be true, right? As I talked about on my solo show, it could be a really smart, shrewd addition for the Cubs, and it could also be the cheaper route, and that's why they're doing it. But I'll be honest with you, I was really annoyed by that report. I didn't think Gallen was going to be anywhere they'd go. I thought they'd at least entertain one of the two bigger ones if they were going to do that. And that's where I kind of let it be for now. It seems as though you don't agree.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, I believe we both said like, "Oh, their addition can't be Zac Gallen, right?" And I think I've changed my tune for one reason, for the most part, and that's the number 126. Since the start of the 2022 season, Zac Gallen has made 126 starts for an average of 31.5 per year. In 2023, when the Diamondbacks advanced to the postseason, he pitched a combined 244 innings.
And this is a case for him.
It's a case for him. He was 5th in Cy Young in 22, 3rd in Cy Young in 23.
So we're going into 26
season.
Going into 26 now.
His ERA per season has increased every year, including 4.83 this past one. His last 7 starts, he did a little bit better. Home run rate spiked this year. Strikeout rate decreased. But at his best, he's been dominant. There's some concerns from this past campaign that I think the Cubs pitching infrastructure can help him out with. He's got a lot of diversity in his repertoire. He's not a hard thrower, though. I'm trying to figure out the dollars and cents of this, but I think his durability, his playoff experience, good relationship with Carson Kelly, maybe these are reasons the Cubs are zeroing in on him.
22, his ERA was 2.54, then went up to 3.47, then went up to 3.65. Last year was a startling 4.83 in a contract year. As you mentioned, home run rate skyrocketed. Strikeout rate decreased. I hear everything you're saying. It just seems like if you're going to go out and invest in one of these guys, I just wish they would just invest in the in one of the higher tiers. Like I don't look at Gallen in the same tier as I look at the other guys we mentioned. And it just seems as though we're doing the same dance we do every winter of trying to convince our wonderful listeners. Had somebody, by the way, on Spotify who's listened to our show less than last year for almost 9,000 minutes. I didn't even know that's
I didn't know that was possible.
And I just feel like it's disingenuous to tell them, oh, be excited about, I mean, sure, if you want to be excited, it's an addition, but it's not the top edition, and it's nowhere close to that.
Yeah, I think he's in a similar pool than Michael King, though. You would agree with that, right?
I think King's got more upside.
See, I think they have similar upside. I think Amai has way more upside.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I don't think they're operating for Valdez or Suarez.
No.
Cease is already off the board.
Yeah.
Maybe they make a trade.
Well, the case for Gallen is he gives up a ton of fly balls and a ton of home runs, and he's coming to Wrigley, and the wind's going to be blowing in. But it's just, we're making that case for almost every guy they have pitching. At some point, the wind's going to blow out, and at some point, you're going to pitch away from Wrigley Field.
To me, it seems like they could be in pole position for this guy. I don't know anything about a timeline.
What's the deal look like?
I think they're trying to get it to 3 years. I think they'd be open to a 4th. I think a 5th is out.
3 for 70?
Yeah, somewhere between 66 and 72.
Yeah, just
maybe the first year you front loaded a tad.
Just a very mid-markety acquisition, is it not?
Given that this could lead them to actually getting a position player.
Yeah,
that's also where I'm open-minded on.
That's a great point. If it does that,
it's where it could lead to. I really do. I don't know about Bregman, but what about Okamoto or someone like that? We'll see.
Yeah. All right. That's a fair
You
point.
know, Gallen and Akamoto, what kind of, or how about this? Gallen and Bregman, what kind of offseason would you call that?
As the main two,
Yeah.
pretty good.
Okay.
Fine.
All right.
Yeah.
So you think it's just fine with Gallen and Bregman?
Yeah. When Schwarber, Bichette, Imai, King, Valdez, there's a lot of other players available. Yeah, I'm not going to like run around celebrating that. They were a game away. Like, what's the goal? Let me put it to you like this.
I've been the one who said what the goal should be in 26. It's to get a first round bye.
If they get,
I'm the first one who said that.
Is Gallen and Bregman enough to make it them clear favorites over the Brewers, you think, to start the year?
It's hard to say because the Brewers are a behemoth.
Yeah, that's fair. A lot of people said it to me after my episode. They're like, Sam, it's going to take a lot to be clear favorites over that team. And I guess I just think that Vegas may not give them as much respect again, but maybe they will.
All right, coming up next, we explore the idea of Alex Bregman, who is a free agent again. Stay tuned.
Today's episode is brought to you by a FanDuel. NFL Sundays move fast. One big play and suddenly everything feels different. That's what makes live betting with FanDuel so exciting. You're not just watching the game, you're reacting to it in real time. With FanDuel, you can place bets as the action unfolds, every drive, every momentum swing, every highlight moment. Look, folks, the Bears fell short against their rivals up north. That sounds familiar on this show. At Lambeau Field. Thought they played a good football game for the most part. Came down to last possession, some missed tackles, a missed throw, a couple things that could have went their way that didn't. But I'm encouraged by that performance. I'm not drawn back by it. They open on FanDuel as just 7-point favorites. Pretty humble number against the lowly Cleveland Browns at the Lakefront on Sunday. So if you want to be right in the middle of the action this season, visit FanDuel.com and place your NFL live bets all season long. FanDuel. The game moves fast, and so can you.
Thank you for making Locked On Cubs your first listen of the day. Thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. You already live your team every day. Now take it up a level and go ad-free. Join the Everydayer Club today and get Locked On Cubs with no interruptions, all for just $5 a month or $50 a year. Go to lockedoncubs.supercast.com or check the link in this episode description. Alex Bregman is a free agent again. Reports over the weekend say that the same three teams are in on him as last winter: Red Sox, Tigers, and Cubs. I think overall the Cubs being open to a position player addition is a good sign. More on that this segment. I don't see why Bregman would sign with the Tigers. I think Comerica Park is as, if not more problematic than Wrigley for hitters. What are they doing with Tarek Skubal? He might be gone after 26, if not before that. So in my mind, it's Red Sox and Cubs again. And the Red Sox are in all the convos right now that we want the Cubs to be in.
Yeah.
The Red Sox are connected to Schwarber, Alonso, Bichette, and Bregman.
Right.
And that must be nice.
Why do you think the Cubs aren't in any of those conversations? Like, because if they're in on Bregman, they would be in on Bichette. It has to just be purely financial at that point, right?
Yeah, because I think they're really nervous about the years. I don't think Bregman's going to get over 5 years. If they're hoping it gets back to 3 or 4 like it did last winter, Bichette's going to get 7+ easy.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
And that's my reasoning for that.
No, I think.
Meanwhile, the Pirates offered 4 years at $120 on Sunday night, according to Ken Rosenthal. This just broke for Kyle Schwarber.
The Pirates?
Yeah, 4 years, $120 for Schwarber. They offered it. Philly's still the favorite. Red Sox, Mets, and Reds are still in it as well. And meanwhile, the Cubs, we're pretty sure aren't offering 4 at $120. But Ken Rosenthal just said the Pirates did.
Well, the Cubs
came across. Sam.
Well, clearly the Cubs aren't interested in Kyle Schwarber.
Clearly. Sam, Alex Bregman, I like the idea in February. Bregman made sense for 25 as a one-year player with Kyle Tucker, who was also a one-year player. And apparently they already made up their mind on Tucker being that. They're 10, 11 months late. Why are they in on Bregman now? They should have signed him in for 25. Why would you get him now? Last year was the year to get him, bro.
It's a beautiful point.
I don't get it.
Well, here's the thing that's really irritating. If you're going to make an offensive splash, so to your point in the first segment,
he's going to want 30 mil.
If you're going to get Gallen, at least it opens up an offensive addition. This offensive addition doesn't do what you want your offense addition to do, which is replace Tucker. It makes your offense better because he's gonna project better than Matt Shaw. But then that opens up the Pandora's box of what do you do with Shaw at that point? And is bringing in Alex Bregman worth stunting Matt Shaw's growth or losing him? Because I think Alex Bregman's a fine player at this rate, but I don't think he's the type of player that's worth that. It feels like he was the guy to go get last season, as you just mentioned, to then go all in on a year. But that's not how they think. They think very much in the lens of like, hey, we're a little bit short offensively. We go get Bregman. That's going to take us right around 87 where we want to be. I mean, David Kaplan literally said this.
Want to just be at 87.
But David Kaplan said this on our show. He said it. That Carter said that in a meeting. He said it.
Are you just podcasting right now, or are you being serious?
Were you not at Cap? Did I have a different partner on that show?
So do you believe that that's really their goal?
Yes.
See, that's a problem.
I believe their goal is to put out an 87, 88 win team on paper. And if things go right, it's 92, 93. And if things go wrong, it's 83, 84.
Can I walk off, or are you able to do the segment? Or
you can walk off. I'll continue to talk about Bregman. Go ahead. And maybe go get like a sandwich or something.
No, I had fine food throughout the day.
Look, this year, I'm not going to get just excited over activity and rumors. Bregman is a fine addition. He makes the offense better in 2026.
He's a better than a fine addition. But yes, I see what you're saying.
Well, excuse me. Say that. Please elaborate.
He's a solid addition to the team. He's one of the better third basemen in baseball.
I said fine, and I'm way off. And your replacement word is solid.
Well,
solid, fine. Yeah, but remember, it's not that you're just adding him. You're also taking away Matt Shaw's job.
Well, Matt Shaw, don't you think, would then spell everybody else?
Yeah, and that's not what you don't want your number one prospect in the organization to become a speller unless you're replacing him with somebody like Bo Bichette.
Unless it's a spelling bee.
That's my take. Gallen and Bregman to me feels very 87, 80 with the potential of things going really well. Matt, who's going to hit home runs on this team?
The
Pirates
home runs. I'll name them.
Okay.
Give me a chance.
Schwarber's going to be hitting them apparently in Pittsburgh.
Seiya will hit home runs.
30 plus. You feel great about that?
I don't feel great about that. No.
Okay.
Michael Busch.
Michael Busch has earned the right to believe he's going to hit 30 plus home runs.
Pete.
Well, hang on now with Pete. How many home runs did he hit the last 2 months?
Well, I'd have to look that up again. It wasn't many.
It might have not been 5.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
But he's a power threat. Don't you agree?
Yes, I do agree.
Matt Shaw. No, I'm just kidding. Matt Shaw had 226 last year. He could be replaced.
No, that's fair. I just wish we would replace it with somebody a little bit on the higher end. But I'm fine. If Bregman and Gallen is what we get, I'll take it.
Would you have any interest in Eugenio Suarez on a 1-year deal?
On a 1 year, yeah, sure.
1
On
year,
a 1
probably
year.
with he would get an opt out after 26.
Yeah, on a 1 year.
All right. Man, there's a lot of places we could go here.
It's just like, did you see all the reports? The Cubs have a little bit more money to spend this year, this and that, all this week, and it's like, all right. And then it's Gallen. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. You know what I mean? And listen, Matthew
They clearly like him. They like him.
Matthew Boyd was not somebody that got everybody super excited, and he turned out to be a great addition. So, we'll see.
And now he's going to the WBC. All right.
Yeah.
Coming up next. Hey, did you realize Tyone might be in the WBC, or did I break that news?
I did. No, I did see that. That.
All right. Coming up next, other rumblings as the winter meetings begin this week. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. The World Cup is coming back to North America for the first time in over 30 years. And with 48 teams for the first time ever, it's going to be massive. But let's be honest, getting tickets will be really hard. That's why the Game Time app is clutch, finally giving fans a real advantage when it comes to snagging seats. With Game Time, you can track price drops in real time, get alerts when great seats open, and buy tickets the moment they hit the app. Puts the power back in your hands and makes going to the World Cup realistic instead of impossible. Pick a game, tap a section, and have your tickets locked in within minutes. No confusion, no hunting for the fine print. Take the guesswork out of buying World Cup tickets in every match, concert, or event with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, download the app, make an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go with Game Time today. Locked On Cubs Holiday Party, Thursday, December 18th, 7 to 9 p.m. Central, live on YouTube. And anybody that's been on the show before will be receiving an invite to that in their inbox very soon. If you haven't been on the show before, we have an email that really at this point is solely for the holiday party. So if you want to be in the show, you need to put a little bit of work in and send me an email at locsoundoff@gmail.com. locsoundoff@gmail.com. And let me know about the holiday party. And Sam and I will look forward to seeing you and talking with you next week. Winter meetings this week, and there's some rumblings as we were on the air. The Pirates offered Kyle Schwarber.
Who reported that?
Ken Rosenthal, one of the top insiders.
Do you think the Pirates did that as more of a, hey, look, we're open to trying type of thing? Because why would he go to Pittsburgh? It's not like 4 for 120 is above market value. That's probably where he's going to start. And obviously, so for him to go to Pittsburgh, they would have to offer something like 4 for 160. I think
they'd have to overpay a lot.
They would have to overpay. I think it's more of a, hey, look, we're the Pirates.
Fan service.
Do you think I'm out of line when I say that I wish that the Cubs were in the sweepstakes for him just because of the positional thing, or do you think he's worth moving some stuff around, i.e., Ballesteros and Casey to bring in? Because if you feel like I'm out of line, let's just not talk about him anymore.
So wait, did you ask two different questions there?
No, do you think the Cubs are correct in having no interest in Schwarber's? I guess the better way of asking that.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
And I think it's for the reasons you mentioned the cap episode earlier. I think it's for the reasons you instructed on that episode, which was, hey, the money's reasonable, the fan interest would be palpable, and he'd help the team.
What's the second most important thing besides for winning when you're in an executive?
I would say interest and buzz.
Exactly.
So I just
I'm not interested
they were never connected to him.
in Restlater.
They were never gonna. Well, they're gonna need bench pieces, but
And I'm not interested in moves at the deadline like Willie Castro.
well, we could. I don't know if we're gonna keep
I'm not
relitigating the
interested
deadline.
in Candelario, who now I believe isn't on a big league roster.
Yeah, he's not even in the league. Either is Mancini or Hosmer. A lot of guys
Take
they've
a
signed.
chance.
A lot of guys they've signed since we've done a show. They're not even in the major leagues anymore. Drew Smiley is another one.
Neris.
Right? Boxberger.
I just want a little like Bregman and Gallen. Look, I'll come back tomorrow if there's no moves and give a real live baseball analysis of Gallen, because my initial instinct was just, all right, he's just the third best guy that they could get. By the way,
I see what you're saying.
But by the way, it's actually not true. It's more like the fifth or sixth, because we're just excluding Ranger Suarez and Framber Valdez.
That's true.
And why are we excluding them?
I think it's because they get to 9 figures.
And didn't we just read an article about the Cubs were willing to go to 9 figures for Dylan Cease, so they should be willing to go to 9 figures? Well, they're not going to have to go to 9 figures for Gallen.
I think they do it for Amai, but it seems like there's less momentum now because of the Gallen stuff.
But maybe like that's not true. Like,
Right.
I'm not, no offense, like Bob Nightingale, I'm not going to just set that and pencil that in stone.
Well, I'll have to check that usage of that expression, if it even is one, but also Patrick Moody and Bruce Levine. I believe it's set in stone.
What did I say?
You said pencil and stone. Is we also got some local flavor with Mooney and Levine. So I think there is some smoke.
So by Friday, you believe Zac Gallen will be a Cub?
No, I don't want to dip my toe into the timelines anymore.
Is this a good time to start selling the convention?
I think we should finalize our plans first, but
chance to meet Zac
yeah,
Gallen.
it was a good turnout last year.
Absolutely. Look,
Edward Cabrera is available, Sam.
Yeah.
What if they went Cabrera, Bregman?
Well, they'd have a lot of money still left to spend because Cabrera costs nothing.
I know.
It should be Cabrera, Gallen, Bregman. Then now we're talking. But you have to give up so many good players to get Cabrera. I don't want to lose Ballesteros for Edward Cabrera.
Okay.
Ryan
Weathers is also available from the Marlins.
Remember how good he looked in a couple of spurts against the Cubs?
Mackenzie Gore is available, and ESPN's Buster Olney says Gore will likely be traded this week.
Yeah.
And Bruce Levine says the Cubs have spoken to Brad Keller and Caleb Thielbar about coming back.
Well, I think there's some momentum with Keller.
And they'll likely take a relief pitcher on Wednesday in the Rule 5 draft. All right, that's the show. And I never thought I'd see a day where the Pirates would actually fax over an offer to Schwarber before the Cubs. But they did. And the Cubs, I don't think have even touched base with them.
And that to me is a problem. It just is.
They haven't even touched base.
Hey, man, even if you just say something like, hey, I don't think it's going to work, but what would you have any interest?
Right. What could we do for you to come on over and come home?
And then at least make it public that you tried, like that you talked to him at least, because you have that much respect for him. Because he's the only dude from that group of players that's a star level player still currently.
Well, he's one of the only ones that's playing.
Right.
But yes, he absolutely ascended. And that's the show. Anything else?
Let's hope something good happens this week.
Absolutely. No, I think we should be optimistic.
Sounds like the Illini will be headed back to Nashville to play Tennessee in a bowl game, the Music City Bowl.
Thank you for making Locked On Cubs your first listen of the day. For those of you on video,
Tennessee and Nashville in basketball.
For those of you on video, we send you to the 24/7 National Locked On Podcast Network YouTube channel. And on audio, make sure your second listen is Locked On MLB. He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.
Go Cubs.